Christians ask why atheists complain about a God they don't believe in, entirely misunderstanding what's going on. We're not complaining about God, we're complaining about them. So let's check out an example of this and why these people have serious problems. I stumbled across a really small channel called 420 Latina Jay. This isn't really a religious channel, it's more of a personal vlogging channel, but she has a video called For the Atheists That Don't Believe in God that I simply had to take a look at, and it's a peach. It's not as insane as a lot of videos that I've done, but she simply doesn't understand anything about what she's talking about, which I guess is no surprise. Therefore, let's take a look at her video and why she is so completely and totally wrong about pretty much everything. Not that I suspect she will care a bit.
For the atheists mocking God, they sure do spend a lot of time and money mocking a God they don't believe in.
Now, first, of course, let's remember that vertical video is a sin against the eyes of everyone who watches this video, and it's amazing how many religious zealots can't figure that out. But as for her question, the fact is, we're not mocking God. We're mocking you. There's no reason to think that your imaginary friend exists, but crazy people who follow your imaginary friend certainly do, and they cause no end to damage to society and to the lives of non-believers in so doing. If you're looking for someone to blame, look in the mirror.
That should tell us something, brothers and sisters.
Yes, your inability to realize what's actually going on ought to tell us something, and it's not something flattering about you. See, here's the thing. One's beliefs inform one's actions. It affects how you vote. It affects how you treat people. It affects how you think and how you react. It affects how you raise your children, and thus pushing your mental poison into the next generation. All of these things directly impact society for the worse. Now, you can say that any beliefs will do the same thing, and you'd be right. But your beliefs, because they are irrational, because they are based entirely on feelings and not facts, they're not open to rational debate. Someone cannot present the facts to you or an intellectual argument and have you change your mind because the religious are not amenable to logic or reason. Their beliefs make them feel good, therefore nothing else matters. And that's hazardous to an improving secular society.
If they don't believe, why do they spend so much time and money on something they don't believe in? Do you understand what I mean?
Because while your imaginary friend isn't real, you are. Because the beliefs you hold are harmful to everyone on some level. The more strongly the beliefs are held, the worse they get. So we're doing it out of self-defense against you and your ilk. Do you understand what I mean?
God does exist. Jesus does exist. Holy Spirit does exist. The problem is that Satan fell from grace. He wants you to fall from grace with him.
All of which are just empty claims. Anyone can do that. The flying spaghetti monster is real. It is a triune God, the pasta, the sauce, and the holy meatballs. And they all really exist. The Scientologists think Xenu is real. Hindus think Krishna is real. Zoroastrians think Ahura Mazda is real. We could put all of you in a locked room, and you could all just sit there making empty claims at each other. None of you will ever come to any conclusion about which, if any, of your various imaginary friends are real. In fact, you'll probably wind up killing each other because religion eventually, invariably, leads to violence. Because you have no means of demonstrating to anyone that you're right, and eventually your emotions run away with you and you will attack someone with a different belief. History is replete with cases like this.
He believes that he wins in the numbers of souls that he takes to hell with him.
And how do you know any of that? And this is a question that I ask to the religious all the time, and they have no worthwhile answers. They just do. It says so in the Bible. Okay, how do you know the Bible is true? How did the people who wrote the Bible know any of this? Faith? Faith doesn't prove anything. Muslims have faith that the Quran is absolutely true. Most religious believers think that their holy books of mythology have it all right and are trustworthy. But you don't believe that about any book other than your own, just like people of other religions think Christians are wrong about the Bible. And none of you have any evidence at all for any of the crazy things that you stuff into your heads. And for some reason, you don't understand why atheists look at you funny.
So, just think about it, though. Think about it, my brothers and sisters. Think about it.
We have. That's why we don't believe in your imaginary friend. Studies have shown conclusively that the non-religious tend to know a lot more about religion than religious adherents do. That's why we're not religious, because we've studied your holy books, we've considered your positions, and we have rejected them for being completely asinine. It doesn't matter how any of this stuff makes you feel, it matters if anything that you believe is defensively real, and whether you like it or not, it isn't. You can tell yourself all of the lies you want, that we're pawns of your imaginary boogeyman, or that we really believe in your father figure in the sky and we're just hiding it. But none of that is true. We're not rejecting your God. We're rejecting you and your unsubstantiated beliefs. We're rejecting you and your criminal churches. We are rejecting you and the damage that you are doing to society by holding irrational beliefs that cannot be backed up with objectively verifiable evidence. Your imaginary friend isn't the problem. You are. If you want to know why atheists don't shut up, we're wondering the same thing about you, especially since you're the one with the problems. You are hurting us. You are harming society. You are holding us back from achieving success. Without religion, we would probably be in the stars by now. That we're not, that's your fault. The fault of all the people who believe like you. So honestly, take your blame, grow up, think rationally, and drop this silly emotional make-believe nonsense. Because as time goes on, we're winning, and you're losing. And your final downfall is only a matter of time.
Bum.